Hey everyone. Those you used to follow Vanderbilly, you would know that God Save the Queen used to be on my Vanderbilly page. So now that Vanderbilly's no more, I thought I'd just repost that one, but it wasn't really good quality. So thought I'd redo it. And then I looked on YouTube and I thought, well, there's a bunch of different versions here. There's a bunch of different people playing different things. So did a bit of research. I have a magazine that I was in like Guitar World in like 96 or something. And then I watched some live footage of back in the 70s as well as some 90s stuff on their Don't Call It a Reunion tour. And then I also, there's on YouTube, there's sort of a classic albums behind the music making of the Nevermind the Bollocks. So this is what I believe Steve Jones is doing. I'm on my Les Paul. This is my Epiphone Silver Burst. It's an 06, and this is what I did the original lesson on. So rather than pulling out the Gibson, I thought revisit this. Okay, so on YouTube you see a lot of from the 4th to the 5th, which is fine. He is doing that, but in watching the classic albums, I noticed that he does a lot of overdubs. So he's got a bass driving it. There's actually 3 overdubs. He's got a bass notes driving it, which is from like that bar chord from the 4 to the 5. And then he's also just on the high notes. He does a double stop on the B to E, and he's picking upwards. So it's you have to do it separately because you'd never get. And like I said in my last lesson, if you're just going to do one, do that and let the bass carry it. However, there is a third part. Which is what Steve Jones does live. So you think, G sharp to an A over on the A string from the 11 to the 12 is a G sharp to an A. So he sort of does like a little bar chord, power chord. And then what most YouTubers do is, which is not what I watch Steve Jones do. He's doing down here in root. And when he does this, he only moves the index finger back. He doesn't. So all together, I'm just going to do the, I'm going to do it there, not here or here. So once he comes out of the, does that a couple times and then just kicks him with a lurch with a God Save the Queen. Sort of palm muting, riding that A. Does the 4 to the 5. Does it again. All right, that part there, after he comes back from the... It's That's the 9, 7 and a 9 on the A and D. Back to the... So he does that pattern, back to that, does a final one, and then slides from the A and D at the 5/7 to the 7/9 to the A, and then the whole band stops and there's sort of like and he does this crazy bend. So I'll just run through and notice the pattern that I'm doing. I don't always. So notice that pattern. Okay, so that bend is on the 3rd, and you're sliding and you're bending at a whole note from the G to the A, and it's sort of you're bending the hell out of it, and then at the top of the bend you're going to vibrato the hell out of it. And it's one of those things, you can't sort of describe it on paper. It's not a bend. It's bend and go ape. And it's kind of like, that AC/DC riff. It's not just, there's the feel to it. So that bend that also has just that feel to it. Just play around with it till you get it right, but you're bending the hell of it, and then on top of the bend you're going to vibrato the crap out of it. And it goes back into the... So basically you do that whole sequence again when you slide up to the... Instead of the bend, you now do the solo. The solo is a double stop on the second fret, E and B, and you're going to bend the 4th on the G, but you're going to come up with it. Sort of a Chuck Berry. Now here's the crazy part. There are 2 notes here. The magazine I had, and this is how I used to play it with. Because these 2 notes, which sounded right, and I thought I was doing it right, but in the videos of the live stuff in '96, it shows the back of Steve's hand, and he's definitely going and sliding up. So those 2 notes. So on the D, it's at the 9, and on the G at the 8. And I don't know why he does that. Because it's the same notes and it's bending the same. I did get a comment when I had this on Vanderbilly, and before I started, I said the easiest solo you'll ever do, and I did it, and someone commented, they said they couldn't get that. That was hard for them. I don't know. So maybe that's what Jonesy couldn't land the. To get those notes, he slid up. But that double, it's not even a double stop, just that. I don't know. I find it easier. So either one of those two, you do it 4 times, and then you slide up on the 12 at the B, and then the 13 on the G, and then you hammer onto the 14th of the G and rotate to the between the G and the D, G and the B. So you've got the hammer on that note there, the 13 to 14. Back to the. See, maybe it's not that easy. Anyway, so then he does that whole cycle again, and just before he slides into the, then he does a pick slide, which I use quite a heavy, small pick, but it's quite thick. I noticed that with a thinner, floppier pick, you get more of a pick slide, but I like the bite of the heavy pick, so then I don't pick slide much. So so they go into the no future bit. So on at the D, so A on the 5, D on the 7, back 1, back 2, no, future, and then he rides the A. There's a lot of Pete Townsend type picking in there too. He's sort of doing like a. All right, so through the whole song, he's doing a lot of that Pete Townsend-esque of that sort of that double. He's that attack that. Does that 3-4 times. But instead of on the last time, instead of the, he goes back into the. So it goes. That is it. And I think that's why he does that in the live version, because he can actually, when he comes out of the no future, if he was just here. It sounds fuller up here, I guess. Whatever. Take your pick. I still prefer that one, but that's just me. Anyway, as always, play safe.